I am going to move rather quickly through this lesson because this is all about styling and I don't want to focus too much time on the styling itself. So what we need is a few buttons and we're going to style the elements, the options as buttons. So doing it as an inline block. And you can apply your own styling as needed. So font family. I'm just doing some quick styling here. I'll set a border radius so it's slightly rounded. We'll make the font size fairly large. And also margin right, so that they're not all right next to each other. And then going back into the JavaScript, as we're constructing these elements, we can add the button class to the elements. So that will apply that styling property to them. So we're already adding one class there, so let's add another class there. And we can also set a class for the answers as well. So you can see now they're quite a bit bigger. And we also maybe want to have a value there for the answer. So let's make a little bit more space and do another class called answer because we are applying this one as well. So for this one, we can do a border. How about we do a red border and we'll color the content red, or we'll just color it black because I think that stands out. Or we won't color it all, we'll just leave it black. And then we're going to update it with styling. So that's the answer, it's got a border. And then let's do one for answer hover. Now, that's the nice thing about brackets is that you can actually see as you're styling. So this is fairly helpful. You might want to do a background color, so a slight beige color there. And then let's update the border. And we'll make this one red, and we're going to make this one. So now whenever I hover over them, they're going to look a little bit more like buttons. And I also want to style this one here. So apply a style. So let's create a new class, and we'll call this one question. So this can contain the actual question content, and we'll apply that class to it. Because it doesn't really stand out, so we do want it to stand out. So let's do a display block and font size on this one. This is the main question, so we really want it to pop and stand out. And we can do a margin bottom so that there's some spacing between that and the possible answers. And then going into the JavaScript, as we're building that main object, we can add the styling in at that point. So instead of applying that, let's select the main object and we'll apply a class of question to it. And save that and see how that loads. So now we've got the question and we've got the possible options below. You also might want to apply some styling to the message area as well. So that's another option. And you can see that now wrong, click to move next, questions, don't know. And we probably need a little bit of a border around there so we can distinguish between the different buttons. So I'd set it to white. Let's update this to show slightly. So just do DDD. And now it's up to you. You can add in, apply styling as needed. So I've just got some basic styling here that's available. And you probably want to make some updates to it to make it a little bit more presentable. And you can also remove out those test values when it's loading. So you could have loading and then within question as well as test. So now when the loading should sit within here, and next should actually be display hidden because we're hiding and showing that one as needed. So let's try that. We've got the loading, question 1 out of 3, what color is the sky? So you got your options there. And I make this slightly smaller. So we've got quite a few adjustments. So we select pink, wrong, click to move next. So you can't click on any of them. The only option you have is to click the next button. And I'm also going to update the pointer as well. So change the cursor to a pointer so that the user understands that they can click on these. So there we have, our game is complete. And coming up next is an optional one where we're going to show you how you can take their spreadsheet data and output it within a URL. And then you can use that within your game project and have your own customized quiz. So that's still coming up in the next lesson.